Week 6 game preview, baby. Chicago Bears are back in town. Last year ended in spectacular fashion. This year it's in prime time on Monday Night Football. And my boy Hayes from the Chicago Bears Central YouTube channel will be popping in just a moment. Let's get it, baby. What it do and what's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson back with the latest and greatest on the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. It is Friday, October 10th. We're a couple days away from the Week 6 finale, Chicago Bears at Washington Commanders game. Both teams coming in with 2 losses so far this season. The Bears, for the second year in a row, are coming off of a bye week. But Ben Johnson's the coach now. Ben Johnson's the coach now. This is not the Matt Eberflus Chicago Bears. But before we get into it, how are y'all doing out there today? Smash that like button. Smash the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. And the channel just hit 7 million views so far total on the channel since its creation in 2021. I appreciate y'all for that. I got some special shout outs I want to give out real quick. Charles Cruz, David Brown, and Amir Zubair, thank you guys for the Cash App super chats and donating to the Rio Robinson new computer. I appreciate y'all so much for everything that y'all do on this channel. This channel goes because of y'all. Let's run it up and let's put on a show on Monday night. But without further ado, today's guest is about to join the show. My guy Hayes, he reps the Chicago Bears, Chicago Bulls, Chicago everything. What is going on today? What up, Hayes?
What's going on, brother? How you doing, man?
I'm doing phenomenally on this Friday afternoon. How you feel?
I'm feeling good, bro. I'm feeling good.
Coming off a bye week, you got a week to sit back and watch some football, check out the lay of the land. For the second year in a row, y'all are coming into DC, 2 losses apiece for both teams, and y'all are under new management this year. How's it going so far?
I mean, it's been better. I think that the new coaching staff that we have here is definitely a lot better at holding players accountable. There's still some kinks that we got to work out as far as systematically on offense and defense, but it finally feels like we're building towards something rather than just kind of hovering around like we had the last couple of years.
I know from an outsider's point of view, my thing with y'all last year is that I feel like we knew the writing was on the wall for Matt Eberflus, at least from outside. I know y'all probably felt it there some too. And y'all had a lot of expectations on Caleb right away. And expectations to go to the playoffs for a rookie quarterback is a recipe for disaster. But how is he coming along, learning a new offense, learning another language in year 2 of his NFL career?
That's a lot. I mean, if you look at Caleb over his entire football career, not just in NFL, in everything, he hasn't played a lot under center. He's been under center almost 80% of the time, and he has thrown less interceptions. Almost all of his touchdowns but one has come under center. He's picking up the blitz a lot better as well. He's just becoming a better, more complete quarterback. He still has things that he needs to go and grow through, but he's identifying blitzing. He's reading defenses better. I need better accuracy down the field from him, but I think you're seeing him take the necessary steps if you want to be a successful quarterback in the NFL, and a big part of that is being under center more.
And the most important thing when it comes to that is the marriage with the new head coach. Y'all went the route that me and a lot of people think you should go with a young quarterback, which is marrying your quarterback to an offensive-minded head coach. Ben Johnson, a guy we know well here because we went all out to try to woo him to take his first head coaching job here in D.C., and it didn't end up working out. We ended up pivoting to Dan Quinn, and it all worked out for us. But we went hard after Ben Johnson, and he told us to turn the plane around in midair and left us on red. Y'all were able to bring him in from a divisional rival. I know we know what he can do X's and O's wise. What's the man and the leader of men, Ben Johnson, like? And what type of steps is he taking towards showing he could be an NFL head coach?
I mean, I think just that, the leadership qualities that he had. When you come from Matt Eberflus, don't get me wrong, anything seems like leadership, but I think he came in the first rookie minicamp. It stopped practice. Did the same thing in training camp. If you're not playing the way that he needed you to play, he was holding people accountable. But I think the more important thing is that he also holds himself accountable. He has not separated himself from the criticism he throws to his players. If he labels any type of criticism as something a player did or did not do, he also talks about what he could have done from a coaching standpoint, whether it's scheme wise or anything else to help avoid that situation too. And I think that has put him in a situation where the players respect him. And it's been consistent. It's been, like I said, he judges himself. He does the other coaches. So that leadership right there has been great. And then also he follows up on what he says he's going to do. Like when he talked about that he wanted to go downfield more, he wanted to get Luther Burden involved more. The next game, Luther Burden had his best game so far as a rookie.
Hold out.
Yeah, Coast and Loveland. He said he wanted to go to Coast and Loveland more. First play of that next game, we go to Coast and Loveland for a 31-yard reception. Now he gets hurt, and so now that rhythm has gotten thrown off there, but he's done exactly what he says that he's going to do. And the standard that he's trying to set here for the Chicago Bears is something that we have not had for our last three head coaches before Ben Johnson.
So rewinding back to the coach hiring cycle, because I know how I was moving when we needed a GM and a coach back last January. Was he your number one the whole time, or did you have a couple guys you were looking at?
So the thing that I've learned to do in me covering sports, bro, to be honest with you, is I don't get caught up in who's my number one or number two option. I look at all the options, and I like to look at what do they bring and then what are their shortcomings. And I did that with the whole list, everybody that was there. I looked at, okay, if this is the guy that we decide, this is what he brings to the table. This is where the concerns are. And Ben Johnson, of course, the pairing a quarterback with an offensive-minded head coach, but a first-time head coach, which hasn't always worked out for the Bears, was some of the concerns there. I think he's fixed a lot of that, but it's just my standpoint. Just like I don't predict wins and losses, I've learned not to get too wrapped up in who I want, what I want the Bears to do, and just look at the options and what do they present for the team. That's kind of how I try to stay objective.
That is a very smart, objective approach. You're a much better person than me because I get so emotionally involved and wrapped up around every single thing when it comes to this team. But last time your team came down to DC, it ended in crazy euphoric that game was kind of drunk, man. Like no one was really getting active, but we were moving the ball all day and not scoring points. We had y'all locked up for a while, and then in the fourth quarter, y'all just took over the game and should have had it won. And then we completed a 66-yard Hail Mary to win the game. How did that feel from the Chicago Bears end?
Why are you asking me that? You saw the clip. Everybody's seen the clip. Like that mug has popped up everywhere. Like that was so demoralizing to me in that moment because, like you said, it was one of those games where you guys were moving the ball excellently, and it was a Commanders fan in the comment section over on my channel that had asked, like, well, why were you confident in that game? And it was like, well, you guys were killing us as far as moving the ball, but you weren't putting up points. And the defense was getting stops where they needed. So I was confident, like, hey, if the Bears can just get it together, they can win this game. And then to see them do that, to see the offense do what they needed to do to put up those points, and then it to just come from a Hail Mary play. Crazy. It just that was one of those moments that I'm glad that we were live for it. I'm glad that it's always going to be out there. So go always look back on that. But that was one of those moments that was just like, all right, cool. And then the rest of the season kept up that vibe for the whole season after that. So,
hey, but honestly, like the way that y'all should feel about that is the same way I felt about the 2023 Commanders season. It needed to happen for things to get done and for y'all to get moving in the right direction and start to clean house and get things going there. But man, what a crazy ending to it. But y'all are back this year, Monday Night Football. Y'all are in DC again for the third time. I don't know why they keep putting it here every year. That's
every
strange.
year, bro. It's, like, listen, I love DC. DC is my second favorite city in the country is DC. So I understand it's a great city, but can we get it in Chicago once? Like just once?
I know, right? It's crazy. Like we went in Chicago back in 2022 when Carson Wentz was the quarterback. We played in 4 consecutive seasons, and then it's just DC, DC, DC. I'll take it though. I'll take it. We're at home. We're wearing the all black because I guess that's our uniform every time we play the Chicago Bears. This time, coming off the bye week, we've seen y'all in 2 division games. We've seen y'all in 2 out of division games, and the last time we saw you, y'all beat the Las Vegas Raiders. So what is the first factor that you would like to see improvement coming out of the bye week? Because I know pre-Ben Johnson, y'all like 1-11 coming out the bye week, but that don't got nothing to do with the current team this year. What's the number one thing you want to see your team improve on coming out?
Of course, like it's easy to say, like run defense, run offense. Those are the two things that have been the Achilles heel for the Bears this season. Our run defense has been god awful. It's trash. I think we're 28th in the league, if I'm not mistaken. They may have updated with the games that happened. But especially with you guys being one of I think you're the best rushing attack in the league. I just want to see us get stops when we need it the most. Like, I don't expect us to stop you guys on the ground. That would be asinine to think that. But get the stops that are important. Stop you guys on third downs, things like that. Stop Jaden from getting in rhythm in the ground and the air, because if that happens, it's going to be a long day. So I really want to see the run defense take a step up, especially with us getting Kyler Gordon, TJ Edwards, and Austin Booker all back this week. I think those are all kind of shots in the arms that the Bears defense needs in the run game, especially with Kyler. Yeah, I think at some point when the Bears, hopefully they start winning, more people will talk about how versatile Kyler Gordon is as a nickel corner. He's one of the more versatile corners in the league. And he provides so much run blitzing, run support there. They're going to line him up as a linebacker sometimes. So I think that if we're going to ever start turning around the run game, this is the week to start going on that path.
So is it a specific thing about the run game? Is it the push you're lacking up front? Is because I like your linebacker. I know Tremaine comes downhill. Is there a specific thing? It's not running quarterbacks, because y'all played a lot of not mobile quarterbacks except for week 1 of the season. Is there a specific thing that y'all are struggling in stopping the run?
It's up the damn gut, bro. Like that's the thing that's so frustrating, right? Because like if you could bounce to the outside and pick up 8-10 yards randomly, right? Like, but the teams are running it right up the gut against the Chicago Bears, and they're getting consistently 6, 7, 8 yards, and it's just like that. That's the most demoralizing thing. If you can't stop run up the gut with the money that we spend on the defensive line, with the bodies that we have there, like you said, with our linebackers. Now we've been missing TJ Edwards. He's our best linebacker in run defense. We've been missing him, so hopefully that helps as well. But like it's right up the gut, man, and it's every single time on third downs, and I'm just like, how? Pack the box if you need to. Why can't you stop the run?
Oh, man, that's music to my ears. I see y'all are the 31st ranked defense. I don't really care about all that, because on Sunday, none of that matters. We just watched the Giants dog the Eagles on prime time last night. Shout out to Jackson Dart and company for that one. That felt great. We can go ahead and get first place if we take care of business on Monday night. But Washington can run the ball in combination, because our quarterback, when he does take off, and just the threat of what he can do running the ball, that opens things up for other guys. And now we got us a dog in the backfield who just won his second Rookie of the Week, his first FedEx Ground Player of the Week. Our guy Bill Krosky, Merritt, 7th round pick out of Arizona, New Mexico, Alabama State. He's one of those. He's averaging 6.6 yards a carry. And I think Cliff finally discovered that this guy should be the lead back in this committee, this whole committee approach. We're without Eckler for the year, and we traded Brian Robinson. So it's the Bill, Jaden, Chris Rodriguez, and Jeremy McNichols show over here. We better run the football, because I know Cliff, like all good offensive coordinators, they abandon the run. As soon as they see the pass start to work a little bit, they forget they can run the football. Have y'all had a little bit of that problem as well? Because I see your rushing attack hasn't got off yet.
Have we forgot to run the football? What do you mean? We haven't been able to get a damn thing going on the ground. We've tried. We ran the ball 17 straight times. Now we ate the clock off the time off the clock, which was good. But I think out of those 17 times that we ran the ball, we got like a total of 9 yards. Like that's how bad it is, bro. Like it's where it stands right now with the Bears rushing attack. I don't know if it's a combination of play calling scheme or just lack of talent. There's if you're looking at a Venn diagram, all those things are overlapping right now, causing hell for that. Like we haven't had success running on the outside. We haven't had success getting our wide receivers involved in the run game, trying to use DJ Moore like he's Debo Samuel, trying to get something going out of the 3 running backs that have actually ran the ball for us this season. Not one of them are averaging over 4 yards per carry. We have 2 players that are averaging over 4 yards per carry, and one of those guys is Caleb Williams, and the other one is DJ Moore. That's it, right? So we have not had very good success running the game, but it's not because of lack of trying. But the blocking up front hasn't been the best. Our run grade as a team on the offensive line has not been good. We just are not able to attack the run game the right way, and I think that's because, like, for example, DeAndre Swift, he's an outside runner. Anytime you try to run in between the tackles, he's not going to get much.
Doesn't work.
Kamenanga's a rookie. We haven't used him as much. And Roshan, our other running back, he has more tackles this year than carries because he's been playing special teams. So the Bears have to find something going in that run game, and it can't just be Caleb. It can't be DJ Moore. We have to find something going. We are making changes to our tackles this game, so maybe that helps. They've had really solid run blocking grades, so maybe that helps open up those lanes a little bit more, but it's a lot that we got to do, man.
Yeah, I see Caleb damn near leading the team in rushing, and that wasn't on my bingo card for the 2025 season.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And I don't want Jaden leading us in rushing, even though he'll always be in the mix. So I know y'all don't want Caleb Williams leading y'all in rushing so far. But what y'all do got going right now, Rome Odunze is off to a hot start. He's like one of the forgotten members of those first round crew of receivers last year that people forget, get busy because y'all season went awry. But Rome Odunze in year 2, what's the biggest thing? What's the biggest thing that's changed in his leap so far this year?
I think he was always a really good route runner, but I think he took a step up this year as a route runner. Like he's our second best route runner on the team. Luther Burton's probably our best route runner on the team, even as a rookie. But you're seeing him create separation, and then he's having that change of speed. I think last year Rome just tried to outrun guys. Now you're seeing that he's using the pace and the change of angles and things really well for himself, and that's helping him get open a little bit more. And yards after the catch, he's starting to be a dog at as well. Rome is just he's catching balls better. He's holding on to them. He's running routes better. He's creating better separation. He's dealing with physicality better. He's just stepped up in every facet of the game this year when it comes down to being a wide receiver this year.
That's your wide receiver 1, or is it still DJ Moore, or is it just it doesn't matter because it's Ben Johnson's offense and everyone's going to get targets?
Yeah, I mean, as far as like we talking about, as far as the depth, DJ Moore is still technically the wide receiver 1, but you look at everything from targets to everything else, Rome Odunze is clearly that, and I think by the end of the season, it won't be a question. Rome Odunze is going to be wide receiver 1.
Okay, Rome Odunze is hooping so far this year. So if there's one thing defensively, because I brought this up on Twitter the other day, and they said, Rio, what you mean? You better talk about DJ Moore and Rome Odunze. But I said Washington needs to have a plan for Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet, because Washington, we have a problem covering tight ends, especially vertically down the seam, because our best linebacker is 100 years old. Bobby Wagner, still number 2 in tackles at his big age, still a dog in the run game and off the blitz. But if you can isolate him and put him out on an island in coverage, go back to the Packers game and watch what Tucker Kraft and them boys was doing to us. We do not guard tight ends deep down the field. Have y'all really unleashed Colston Loveland yet?
No. Not at all. I mean, he's missed some games, but we haven't yet. And I think that's coming. Like I said, Ben Johnson's usually a man of his word. He's talked a lot about getting him involved more. So it's coming. I don't know if it's going to come in this week, but it's going to come. We're going to unlock Colston Loveland more here soon.
Yeah, so y'all took a tight end in the first round of the draft. Did you feel like there were bigger needs, or did you feel like there was another position you wanted to target, or were you totally down with Ben Johnson's Pole's approach there?
No, I wanted them to draft a running back, even if it was Amarian Hampton, whoever it was, because I felt like the running back was the thing that we really needed. I had confidence Rome was going to make a leap, but the running back was the thing that we knew that we didn't have a solid job at, right? So them drafting a tight end, I wasn't really with. We heard rumblings around it leading into the draft that it was probably going to be a tight end. That's where they went. I know it's kind of Ben Johnson. He loves using the 12 personnel set. So I understand why, but I do think they went with a want and ignored a need in the draft, and now they're paying for it this season.
Y'all paid our boy that we drafted, Montez Sweat, and we traded a couple years ago a pretty penny, just under $100 million. Is he produced? I know the reputation on Montez when he was here. He's a pressure demon, but it definitely don't necessarily show up on the box score. Like, he's not a double-digit sack guy on routine, but he's always up there in pressure. Is that still who he is in Chicago?
Not as much with the pressures. I mean, he's getting some, but not at the same rate he did in Washington. And it's starting to be this thing where Montez just got to do something, and he's not doing anything consistently. It's not even that they're double teaming him as much as they were last season either. I don't know what it was. Montez said he wasn't healthy at any point last season. He actually was dealing with the injury for the entirety of the year. I try to give him a little bit of credit for that coming into this season now that he said he's fully healthy, but as it stands right now, Montez is looking like another bad trade by Ryan Poles.
Yeah, man. How do you feel about Ryan Poles, by the way? Because I don't know. I don't feel like Ryan Poles should be an NFL GM. Do y'all like Ryan Poles in Chicago?
Here's the thing with Ryan Poles is that his hits have been solid. His misses have been big. And other than Rome Odunze, he hasn't hit a home run yet. And so it's like, it's this thing. But when you go through and look at how many starters he's found in the draft, Jaquan, yeah, injuries, but when he's on the field, great. Kyler Gordon, I just talked about him as a nickel. Terrell Smith, Tyreek Stevenson. Like, you see what Tyreek is doing now that he's found his confidence again. Like, he's found these guys that are really solid starters in the NFL, but he hasn't hit home runs. And then when you go back and look at some of the guys that he's passed up, some of those guys that he drafted are solid starters, he's passed up on guys that have been great. And that's where it comes down to. I don't know if it's just his evaluation. I don't know if he thinks sometimes he's always the smartest person in the room, but Ryan has to start hitting more home runs. And I know every GM is going to have misses. It is what it is there. But when you look at it, his trades, what's the guy's name? I'm losing the wide receiver we traded for. I'm losing his name now. That left before Keenan Allen, but he's out the league now.
He's talking about Claypool?
Yeah, Chase Claypool.
Chase
Claypool. Bad trade. Montez Sweat didn't pay off in the way that you wanted him and needed him to in the way that you paid him to. Tremaine Edmonds didn't work out as of right. He's playing better now under Dennis Allen. Tremaine actually looks really good this season, which is good to see. But the first 2 years were questionable. So it's Ryan Poles is like everything that he does solidly. There's another move that you look at and you're like, that was a complete miss. And it creates this weird balance, right? Now, if Caleb keeps producing, Rome keeps developing, I think Luther, Colston Loveland, like those guys this season, they all have the chance to be really damn good players in the NFL. And maybe you start changing that mindset some. But some of the bigger glaring holes that we've had at left tackle, running back, these are things that edge. These are things that have been here since before Ryan Poles has got here, and he still hasn't addressed them. And that's where I judge him by.
Yeah, see, with Ryan, so how long do you think? I know y'all gave him a fresh extension this offseason, but what is his leash? Because y'all just brought in this brand spanking new head coach. Is he going to be on the same timeline as Ben Johnson, or could it get dicey for him if things don't go well to close out this year, for example?
No, I think they gave him the extension that runs the same length of Ben Johnson's deal. And that was something that Ben Johnson did want. Ben Johnson was very verbal at he did not want to come into a situation, and then the GM that hires him is gone in a year. So I think that the Bears are going to give Ryan Poles and Ben Johnson a couple of years before they even think about moving on for Ryan Poles. So I think he has a couple of more years to get that down, get the vision together. Because I think if you look at this draft, I don't know if this was a Ryan Poles draft or if this was a draft that you went out and got what Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen told you that they wanted and needed. And because I like, that's just the vibe that I get. So I think that they're working in tandem together, and thus that's going to extend it. Even with some of the misses, they're going to give time for this unit to come together and to have that shared vision. So I don't think Ryan Poles is going anywhere anytime soon.
And I can't stress the importance of having a quarterback, a coach, and a GM all on the same timeline. That's why a lot of things worked out for Washington immediately, because the new GM hired the new coach, and them in collaboration drafted the quarterback. And that's how you want it to be. You don't really want to bring in a kid with a lame duck situation where he has to keep learning offense after offense after offense. One of the biggest reason guys bust in this league is because the environment and the ecosystem that they're drafted into. But as I look at this matchup between these two teams, I know what Ben Johnson's capable of. He's one of my favorite play callers in the league. He can be very diabolical, especially when he gets in the rhythm. And I'm not sleeping on the fact that y'all had an extra week to prepare for it. Did you take a look at Washington versus LA? Did you see anything that you can exploit or things that you needed to pay closer attention to?
I mean, it still comes down to the rhythm. They have to, and I know that's like not this tangible like stat, but like when you guys get into a rhythm, especially on offense, and that flow starts going, it's like a avalanche at that point. It just keeps building and building and building, and that's special. That's a great thing to have, and that's what the Bears have to avoid in this game. You cannot allow the Commanders to get into that rhythm. If you can slow them off that or throw them off that, you have a chance in this game. If you allow that avalanche to start building, I don't know if the Bears have it in them to stop it at that point.
Yeah, because I see it, and the way I see it, I know that we could win this game by 2 possessions, 10 plus point. But I know what we capable of though. And I know what we do. We do typical Washington shit and we find ways to, but y'all are better than you were last year. And even last year we had to win off a miracle. I don't want it to have to come down to a miracle. I was joking the other day in the chat and they was ready to jump me because I said, wouldn't it be poetic if this game ended with a chance for Chicago to like have a chance to tie or win the game off a Hail Mary? But nobody wants that, right?
Yeah, no, we don't want that. My heart can't take another one of those games, bro.
I can't.
And you know what? That's probably what it's going to be too. Like, I like your guys' offense is really good, and the Bears' defense is struggling with the run. But like, I either see this going one of a couple of ways, right? It's either going to be one of those games, a low-scoring game where we're going back and forth like we were. Well, y'all were the only one scoring for a while, even though the score was low. It's going to be something similar to that, or it's going to be one of those games where somebody's going to get out to an early lead, and then we're going to see the other team battling back there towards the end of that game. And then it's going to be that nail bite thing. Like, can they do it? Can they keep doing it? Can they get the stops? That's just the way Bears games typically go, man.
Yeah, and that's the way Washington usually handles business. But hopefully last week was everything we needed to get our mind right. I trust the offense. The offense, I have full confidence in. The defense impressed me. They finally made some turnovers happen, which we don't do here. But I know what our defense is, and our defense has to be opportunistic. They have to get to the quarterback. They have to force turnovers. They are not a dominant group, never going to be a dominant group this season, at least. How are y'all at protecting Caleb this year?
Much better. We're protecting Caleb this year. I think we're, if I'm not mistaken, we're in the top 10 or right outside the top 10 as far as QB hits and sacks and stuff like that. So we're doing a lot better job at protecting Caleb this year. And that's really good. I think Caleb had his first game of his career where he didn't get sacked at all. I think it was against the Cowboys. So there you go there. The Bears, as much as the run blocking has been a question, the pass protection has been pretty solid for the majority of this year. So we're doing a lot better job of that, which has allowed Caleb to go through his progressions a little bit quicker. He still needs to get quicker on it, but we've been a lot better at protecting Caleb.
Yeah, because we can get after the quarterback. Dorrance Armstrong, second in the league in sacks right now. He's got 5 already. He had a 6-game streak of sacks that was snapped versus Atlanta. Then he bounced right back and had 2 sacks. Old man Von Miller, who's asked to be a lot in a bigger role than he anticipated being in when we signed him for almost the minimum. He got 3 sacks on the year. And Kinlaw and Payne and Newton, they are wreaking havoc on the middle of the field. In the secondary, Marshawn Lattimore finally showed some life last week. But like a lot of those failed trades you were talking about in Chicago, for the most part, it hasn't looked well for Marshawn. But hopefully he saw the light after last week. And our rookie, Trey Amos and Mikey Sanders, still, they are dogs on the outside. At safety, we got one solid safety in Quan Martin and a bunch of question marks out there. The way you see Chicago attacking this Washington defense is what?
Man, that's a great question, because with us not getting a solid run game, it makes us one-dimensional. Now, we keep trying it, and that's good. I think we've also found a way to have a pseudo run game with screen passes, which we kind of use like in place of a run game, which we've been solid at. But I think the things you're going to see the Bears do is attack the middle of the field a lot. And I think you're going to see Cole Kmet, you're going to see Rome Odunze, you're going to see Luther Burden, you're going to see a lot of kind of creative ways to get them open on those slant plays. And Caleb is really good at making that decision and catching them in rhythm on that slant. And that's where the Bears' bread and butter is going to have to be. Set them up with attacking the middle and then eventually go down the field. That's typically what we've done, and we find our process there. Now, the thing that I have that I do worry about, that is your guys' pass rush, right? Like, is Caleb going to have enough time to do what he needs to do? So I think those quick throws are going to be very important early in the game to keep you guys honest. And if we have success in that, that's when we're going to start going down the field.
For us to have real success and to have a easier night, we need to be successful at blitzing. Last week, we had blitzes going. We finally had some younger, fresher legs out of the linebacker room. Jordan McGee on the field and flying at the quarterback. Blitz pickup. Is that something that y'all excel in Chicago?
That's where Caleb has been really the best at this season, as far as his identifying of the blitz and getting the ball out quick. He's been really, really good at that this season, which surprised me, because I did not expect him in year 2 to start picking up blitzes as well as he has. So I think Caleb's really good at identifying that. And as long as he doesn't get in his own head about it, I see him still being solid at that. But I will say this. The question that I have is that we're going to be starting basically 2 rookie tackles. It's going to be Ozzie Trapillo. It's going to be Theo Benedict, who's technically his second year, but he got injured his first year, right? But I'll say this. They're both better than Braxton. If Braxton was out there, I'd be really worried about the blitz. So they're both better than Braxton. So they're going to have a tough time out there, but I think they're going to find enough of a rhythm.
I love to hear that Caleb's excelling at blitz pickup because Caleb is somebody I've followed since his days in high school, in the DMV, at Oklahoma, at USC, and I wanted him to be our quarterback for a while. So I'm always going to be rooting for him, except the week he plays against my team. But I've seen that pressure and like the mental aspect of the game, when there's a lot of pressure coming at him at time, it has him overthinking and putting on a cape and trying to do Superman shit, even when it's not necessary. Washington has to get him having happy feet on Monday night.
Yeah, if you can make Caleb have happy feet, like that disrupts the whole entire offense because, especially with if we had a run game, maybe it would be a little bit different. But if you're able to get that, then you're good. But for what it's worth, Caleb Williams against the blitz has an almost 140 QB rating today. Today on the season. So he's been really damn good against the blitz. Like it's not just surface level. He's been excellent against the blitz this year.
Okay. So we're gonna do a little quick prediction time. I know predictions are not your thing, but I got to get a little something from you on your way out the door so I can let you free on your Friday afternoon. I know Washington fans don't want to hear this. I know y'all want to hear me predict like a 10-plus point victory, but I know how we get down. I know how we get down, and the Bears are a better team than they were last year. And I think this is going to be like a mid to late 20s shootout type of a game. I'm going to go 28-27 Washington. 1 point victory on Monday night. I don't want a cardiac Commanders game. I don't want my blood pressure up, but that usually is the life that we live here. I just want to come out victorious. I could see us winning close by 1 to 3 points, but in a fashion that it looks like it's a little more than that, where basically, okay, let's say we're up 28-20. With a couple minutes left, y'all get a touchdown or I don't know, something to cut it closer. I'm going 28-27. I'm going 1 point victory. I'm not in the land of predicting blowouts for this team right now, but it would be nice. How are you feeling about the vibes of this game?
21-24 is what I got happening here, Bears. I'm going 21-24. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be back and forth, and I do think it's going to come down to a fourth-quarter field goal. Thank God our kicker, Carlos Santos, is healthy, because I do think this is going to be a game that's decided by a field goal.
I think it's gonna be a game that's 3 points or less. For sure think it's gonna. I think Jaden's gonna have a big. I think both quarterbacks are gonna have a big statistical day because while our defense showed some improvements last week, I know who my defense is, and they're not exactly who we were last week versus the Los Angeles Chargers. I can see Jaden having a 3-touchdown day, 300 combined yards type of day, but the main thing needs to stay the main thing, and for Jaden, that is he does not turn over the football. Turnovers are probably going to be the turning point in this ball game.
I agree with that. Like if the takeaways, turnovers, those type of things, penalties. Bears have suffered from pre-snap penalties a lot, and those little things are going to make a big difference in a game like this for sure.
And it's a big game for both teams. We've already had 2 conference losses, one to the Green Bay Packers and one to the Atlanta Falcons. Y'all have 2 conference/divisional losses with losses to the Vikings and the Lions. So these type of things matter when it comes to playoff implications and seeding and stuff later in the season. So who is your not talked about a lot sleeper player X factor for this game?
On offense or defense, it doesn't matter.
Either side, doesn't matter.
I'm going to say a sleeper in this game that a lot of people don't talk about because he's not known nationally, and the Bears fans are just starting to get to him. But Noah Sewell is, especially with TJ Edwards has been out, he's made such an impact on this team in run defense. He's been around the ball or, helped done a lot. And I think in this game with TJ Edwards coming back and Noah being able to play more of a complementary role, I think he's going to be one of those guys that has a quietly major impact for the Bears in this game.
Okay, and for me, if y'all don't know him yet, Jalen Lane, our slot receiver that we drafted in the 4th round of the draft. We drafted him. He was the best punt returner in college last year, and last time we played at home, he took a punt 90 yards to the crib. I think he is a big play waiting to happen, especially in the return game. I hope y'all have a good special teams unit because we've taken a ton of kickoffs to the 50-yard line or further this year. Debo has almost ran back 3 kickoffs for touchdowns. Luke has almost ran back a couple, and Jalen Lane has took a punt back to the crib and had a couple where he almost broke them as well. A special teams play like that can flip a primetime matchup in a hurry. I hope y'all have a very good special teams unit.
We do. Our special teams actually has been one of our strengths this year. So we'll see if that plays a role into this game.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you for coming on for the second year in a row. It's always a good time. You know your team. You know your teams. You bleed it, and you do a great job of doing this here, man. Let folks know where they can follow you and find you on your way out.
Absolutely, man. And thank you for having me. One of these days, you're going to have to come on a post-game show with us when we cut up.
I'm down.
Yeah, for sure. You got to come in
because you know I'm about life. So yeah,
exactly. We try to keep it together on the daily episodes, the post game shows that we cut up. But you guys can follow me at CEO Hayes. You can check out my Bears podcast, Chicago Bears Central. I have Chicago Bears Central, Chicago Bulls Central, Chicago White Sox Central, Fighting Illini Central. Basically, I cover every Chicago sport. Its own channel, own podcast. So go and check that out for me, man.
Hell yeah, man. And I will definitely hop on with y'all because they be cutting the hell up over there. And that is my type of energy. I'm going to definitely send a rage your way to the watch party whenever the game concludes on Monday, regardless of how the outcome goes, man. I appreciate you, my guy.
Anytime, brother.
Yes, sir. And we're going to rock the rest out solo dolo. Appreciate Hayes from Bears Central for coming through and blessing the program. I'm only predicting a close victory, y'all, but a victory is a victory, and it would catapult Washington in the first place in the NFC going forward. So let's crunch down some of these matchups, some of our bold predictions and keys to victory for Washington. But before we do that, let's hear a word from our sponsors at what Louis T say, Sleeper.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using the code RIO91. Call your shot on Sleeper. Download now.
Rio 91 on Sleeper. I got a feeling I'm going to be hitting hella mores on Sleeper when we put together a little Chicago at Washington 8-pick play. And you know we don't hit that flex like Ed Shiggity Oliver. But here we go. This is how I see this game playing out. What up, DB? What up, Sheen? What up, chat? How y'all doing in the chat, man? Very good interview, very good guest. Chicago fans, they could be a little wild on that side, but the objective ones, the cool content creator ones, we rock with. And Hayes and them boys at Chicago Bears Central, they real niggas on that side, so we rock with them. CJ the Great, appreciate you for the $4.99 super chat. Didn't get to it earlier. I'm ready to beat on some Care Bears and get this first place division lead dub. Shout out to Gabe, Tutty Buddies for Life, and JD5. We trust. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I see Jaden on absolute demon time on Monday. I got this hat from Washington on the Daily, by the way, WSHonthedaily.com. And I got the Bill hat from burgundy.com. Shout out to Metaphor. But I won't be at the game Monday. I'll be right here doing a watch party with my son at home. I think Jaden's going to be on fucking demon time on Monday. All black uniform. He's going to have his diamonds out. Debo going to have his diamonds out. I need Bill and his newfound Nike money. I need him to have his diamonds out too. I need VV's dancing on ESPN cameras on Monday. I think this is one of those games where Jaden gets around 300 passing and north of 60 yards rushing and has 3 to 4 touchdowns. What did I say? 28 to 27. So I got us being efficient. Last year, we roller skated the ball up and down the field on the Chicago Bears to no avail because we didn't have the points to show for all the matriculating we did with the football all day. This year, I got us being efficient. My birthday is Tuesday, October 14th. So we're going to go live all night for the game, and we're going to bleed it into my 34th birthday. But I think our offense is going to have a time. I think our offense is going to have a day. I think we're going to put up 28 points, which is 4 touchdowns. The problem is I think their offense is also going to have a day. I think their offense is going to find success. Ben Johnson coming off an additional week. I don't give a shit about the Bears being 1-11 coming out of the bye. They've never had a bye with Ben Johnson at coach. And as much as I poke fun at Mr. Asperger's, aka Benjamin David Johnson, for calling my guys basketball guys in the way that he hoed us. And that's why we put belt to ass in the divisional round of the playoffs last year when he was the Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. I know what Ben Johnson's offense is capable of. Ben Johnson is like that. And he's had an extra week to look at exactly what he needs to exploit. So when you saw me tweet earlier in the week and I said, we better have a plan for a Colston Loveland / Cole Kmet. And people said, Rio, what about DJ Moore and Roma? I'm not talking about them. I know what them boys do on the outside. I know good tight ends and what they're capable of doing to this team. And I know the diabolical play caller that Ben Johnson is. He finna tell Bobby Wagner, Jordan McGee, and Frankie Louvu to put on their track shoes and make them tight ends go vertical, stretch them seams out, all of it. So we better have a plan for that. And that plan better not be Bobby Wagner 30 yards down the field in coverage. Cornerback, safeties, tweeners, y'all better be ready to cover some boys. But first things first, we got to get the Caleb Boyd. I almost feel so confidently in the offense that I don't even got to go too much into it. I don't even got to go too much into the offense. But Jaden, Bill, Debo, I can guarantee you this. Zach Ertz won't have no catches on Monday night. Zach Ertz will catch passes this year, and hopefully if he gets one in the end zone, he doesn't drop it or let a defender knock it out his hands, because Zach Ertz was one of the many missed opportunities we had last year versus the Chicago Bears. We just kept shooting ourselves in the foot. It was such a Washington-ass night or evening last year versus Chicago. Olamide Zaccheaus' touchdown got called back. Bubble screen, perfectly designed bubble screen. He went untouched up the sideline, 37-yard. I think we got a procedural penalty on the play. Zach Ertz dropped the touchdown. Jaden almost hit Luke McCaffrey on his top 2 throw of the year while Montez Sweat was breathing down his neck. We just kept finding ways to take chunk plays and touchdowns and points off the board. And when you do that, you awaken something in the other team. And eventually the Chicago Bears caught up, and should have won that game. But they didn't know, and we not trying to have a Hail Mary in this one, man. Happy birthday. You turn 48 tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Door Gunner. Make sure y'all say happy birthday in the chat. Make sure y'all say happy birthday to Door Gunner in the chat. Happy birthday to my guy, day one right there, JP Trells. Happy early birthday, Rio. I turned 30 today, and hopefully they can win this for the both of us. Keep up the good work. Happy birthday, big dog. Happy birthday. Shout out to all the Libras in October, babies. This is my favorite month of the year. Shout out to everybody who has a birthday during spooky season. And speaking of spooky season, what kind of night are we predicting for Spooky Lukey? Because Luke McCaffrey has become a real contributor on this team. And I'm not trying to just tout a bunch of unrealistic expectations on him, but Terry McLaurin's not playing on Monday. And maybe we get Noah Brown back. So Luke McCaffrey is currently still a main character in this offense. Big birthday twin right there, my boy Paul. Shout out to the birthday twins. October 14th, stand up. Devolia, I see you in here spreading that Dallas Cowboys cheer. We got something for that ass next week. We'll see y'all then, though. We'll see. I don't want to say nothing about Dallas. The only thing I got to say about Dallas is hashtag keep pounding, go Carolina Panthers. Because after Jackson Dart and company taking care of business last night, why can't the Panthers do the same? 3 catches, 60 yards. That's hooping right there. That is hooping. See, Luke, give me 2 for 40. Give me 2 chunk plays or 1 chunk play and a crucial third down over the middle type catch. Lieber gang, but give me 2 for 41 and maybe a touchdown. Give me 2 for 41 and give me another kick return that gives Jaden the ball at around the 50-yard line, because it ain't just Debo. It ain't just Lane. Luke is a good kick returner. He is a good. I was looking at the Giants game last night, and I said some words that I never thought that would come out of my mouth. Watching who's the white boy that returns kicks for the Giants? Gunnar Olszewski. I don't know his name. He sounds like a tax attorney. Like, he sounds like his credit score is amazing and he owns a law office. But I was watching Gunnar Olszewski or whatever the hell his name is, and I was thinking, damn, Luke might have took a couple of those to the crib. And I caught myself like, oh shit, I really just said that. Luke would have took those kicks to the crib because Luke has good straight line acceleration. Luke is going to house a kick this year. Somebody's going to have a big special teams play on Monday night. That's another prediction for me. Who's it going to be? It's probably not going to be Debo because Debo is currently wide receiver 1. Is it going to be Jalen Lane? Is it going to be Luke McCaffrey? You know who I hope it's not? Matt Gay. Matt Gay got some allegations he needs to beat. And his current allegations are he can't kick outside. He can kick indoors. He's a domed kicker. Just kick the ball. That's why I'm predicting 28-27. That is 4 touchdowns. So Matthew Gay, whatever your middle name is, I just need you to make your extra points. And on kickoffs, after we score our 4 touchdowns, kick it in the damn safety zone and don't kick it out of bounds. Stop giving other teams good field position, man. We can't have that. We can't give teams opportunity. We don't have a great defense. We possibly could have an opportunistic defense that can be stifling at times, but we don't need to be giving people short field. So Matt Gay, all I ask of you on Monday night, my brother, just make your damn extra points and make your kickoffs get to the returner. That's it. I'm not asking you to kick them out the back of the end zone. That's a lot. Hide the wife, hide the kids, because I'll be in the DMV for the game Monday. Florida man inbound to be a menace. Florida man. You know, whenever you hear the words Florida man, anything is possible because Florida could be a very unreal, unserious, fictional type of place. Hurts is trash. Shout out for the Giants for holding it down last night. One more time, shout out to the Giants. It was very fun coming on to hate at midnight last night, and they are mad as shit. You don't see a bunch of bird shit in the chat today. You don't see a bunch of bird shit and green diarrhea nonsense in the chat today because them boys got a sulk. And just like us after the Packers game, they got to live in it for about a week. They got to live in it for about a week. Hey, I call it when I see it, and when I'm wrong and when I got to eat crow, I'm going to eat crow. Luke is hooping right now, and so is CTE preloaded demon Cam Scatterbull. Still wouldn't want him. I still don't want him to be my running back, but he is hooping for the New York Giants, bro. And the Giants got some swagger over there. Jackson Dart has real aura. He has real aura. He has real swag. Boy, had that thick ass Cuban link on. He don't move like a robot. Jackson Dart cooler than Jalen Hurts, and I hate to say that. Like, I don't want to say that. He's cool as shit. Jackson Dart cool as hell. He's not corny. He's just himself. And we love to see that. But, no. That man is on a collision course with CTE. That man's on a collision course for it, bro. But, yeah, you can merge channels. So what you can do, there's a new function on YouTube where you can do collaboration. So it's easy to subscribe to the other channel and push the other channel while you're going as well. But I got 28-27 Washington. I got Jaden as the player of the game. Defensively, give me Deron Payne with a sack and a half, a couple tackles for loss, and a big play late in the game that helps clinch the victory for us in a very, very close game. You know? Yeah, I got it being close, man. I got it being close. I think we capable of winning by 2 possessions or more, but I'm not going to do that. You know? I want to predict. This is what I'll tell you what I want to predict. My heart tells me 31-20 Washington. 31-20. Nothing about the Bears defense makes me think we can't score 30-31 points on them. However, I need to see it to believe it. I need to see it again to believe it with our defense. I know what Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are capable of. And it's going to be an aerial attack. These boys can't run the football. It ain't going to be no DeAndre Swift for 150 on us this year. That boy can barely get 50 yards in a game. So I know they're going to be airing it out. And I don't think that's a recipe for Washington to have a back-to-back dominant-ish performance defensively. Jackson Dart is going to heat up the rivalry with JD. They did play each other in college. They did. And it's going to be fun, man. JD5 versus the other JD. I was calling him JD6 last night, but we're not rocking with that. He not JD6, bro. Caucasus Mountain Jaden Daniels going to have to find another nickname. But it's going to be fun, man. The Giants are actually fun. You can actually turn them on. Imagine if Neighbors was on the field. Shout out to the Libras. Mine was October 4th. Happy birthday to you as well, Jeremiah. Happy birthday to everybody who's an October baby. Not saying not happy birthday to the rest of you, but an extra shout out to those who have a birthday in October. I will be here doing a watch party on the channel with Lil Rio debuting his first elite jersey. I gifted him an elite black jersey, and he's going to pop it out for the first time on Monday night. But if you're going to the game, please wear all black. It is a blackout, and we're trying to conquer the night. Light shows, spooky season. We wearing the blacks at night for the first time since we got our black. Well, no, we wore them versus Chicago a couple years ago when Justin Fields got busy on us. But that night didn't happen to me. I've Men in Black zapped that from my memory. But if you are going to the game, make sure you wear all black and you arrive early. If you're still thinking about going to the game, top left of the screen, Rio 10. Get your tickets on SeatGeek. I've been looking to find the best deal on Washington Commanders tickets for the 2025 season, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sporting events, festivals, and more. The NFL is right around the corner, and MLB is in full swing. I love using SeatGeek. Recently used it, lock in my training camp tickets. Most notably, I was at the Grand National Tour with my son, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 through 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I had to come through for y'all using promo code RIO10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code RIO10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically sent to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video. Shout out to SeatGeek, by the way. Rio 10 on SeatGeek. Shout out to everybody who's hit me up saying they've used the code so far. Once again, I think Washington wins this in a close game. My heart tells me 31-20 Washington, and we get a nice double-digit fun victory, and it's a show at Northwest Stadium on Monday night. But my head says it's finna be a nail biter. Even if that nail biter, say Washington goes up 19-28, and they get a late 8 to cut it to 28-27, you know, Washington's gonna win a close game. As long as they win, I really could care what the margin is, but I'm not at a point right now with where we are of predicting a blowout, especially in this drunk-ass NFL season that we're watching. Anything is liable to happen any week in the NFL right now. This season is the definition of any given Sunday. Make sure y'all smash that like button, by the way, man. Smash that like button. Shout out to Rio and his success on the channel. Also, shout out to Rio SeatGeek promo for helping me lock in my tickets. Yeah. Hell yeah. You got them right behind where the Hail Mary was. Hopefully no Hail Marys are happening again. And I'm knocking on wood after that shit that I said the other day on the channel. Rio Red Zone all day. We riding. We chilling. We rooting for Carolina over Dallas. And we just going to have us a nice, cozy Red Zone kind of Sunday, man. What is the over-under on Simone causing not too much with the Birds getting belt by the Giants? She probably take a sub on that one, man. Monday is your birthday. We got to smoke them. I want it, man. I want it. I want to smoke them so bad, man. But I'm not doing it. I've learned my lesson. I'm not doing it. Did we see Deron Payne's mic'd up? Nope, I didn't, but I'll take a look at that when I get off this stream in just a second, man. I hope everyone participate. I'm screaming for everybody going to the game to wear black. Wear black, wear black, wear black. And the team needs to give away some type of like black rally towel or something. Not just to the first 1,000 people. Actually put a nice little bulk order in, bro. Come on, man. Throw a bunch of Black Gildan brand t-shirts on the seats, Josh Harris. Y'all got the money. Come on, man. First play of the offensive game. Trick play, Hail Mary to Noah. Also, fingers crossed, Noah is actually out there. He's out at practice. I think he's full go at practice. And I need Chris Moore not in uniform on Monday night. Chris Moore don't even deserve to see the black on black uniform. So I know Jay Tuck foaming at the mouth to get after Simone. Well, pending. Let's see how they handle Carolina first, because he can foam at the mouth all he wants to. But if they lose, me and KB putting belt to all asses on the NFC East Roundtable on Tuesday night. Shout out to Roundtable Sports for everything they do over there. They're giving out light up wristbands. Oh, it's going to be a show. And a little birdie told me they've added some new elements to the light show. And the blackout light show is going to be different than anything y'all have seen them done so far. They've upped the production. They've upped it all. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to try to get some people to send me some videos that we can watch on stream. My boy Uncle Jay and a couple people said they're going to be sending me some videos from the light show and stuff, man. But Payne stayed talking to himself. Payne's so chill on the field that I don't even see him as a player that you'd even want to watch mic'd up, because they probably got to force the scenes with him on mic'd up. Because what is Payne talking about on a football field? Payne just be out that bitch laughing and having a joyous time. A man that talked to himself is crazy. Hey, I be talking to myself. Sometimes you need it, bro. So I be at the gym pumping myself up to finish the workout. Sometimes you need a good talking to yourself. And sometimes the only person that you need to talk to is yourself, because we be going through shit sometimes. So I ain't gonna call it crazy, but if it is crazy, I'm that. I ain't mad at it. He locked in. I'm gonna watch that joint as soon as I get off. First play it from scrimmage, a Bill House call. Yeah, I think offensively we're gonna get busy though. I think Jaden's gonna have a day. Jaden might throw for 300 in this game. Jaden might throw for 300. I know Kyler Gordon's coming back. Tariq Stevenson's their number one right now. No Jalen Johnson. I think Jaden might throw for 300. Without Terry McLaurin, I think he might throw for 300 yards, man. You know what would help that? And you know another reason why some quarterbacks get to 300 yards? Because offensive players are allowed to get yards after catch. You're allowed to break tackles. You're allowed to catch a pass and make moves and work your way to the end zone. Jaden don't got to put the ball in the end zone every time he throw that shit. But I'm ready for it. I think Bill runs from 70 to 90 yards, a touchdown. I think Jaden, 300 plus yards of total offense, 3 touchdowns or so. And the defense doesn't play great, but they play good enough to get it done. 28-27. There should be a Dos Rios production keys to victory out sometime tomorrow with me and Lil Rio. I hope y'all have a wonderful Friday afternoon. Keys of victory with my son tomorrow. Sunday, we doing Rio Red Zone. Yes, Jaden's still wearing the brace. I think he's going to be wearing the brace for a little bit. Get used to seeing it. It did not affect him versus the Los Angeles Chargers. Don't see it affecting him versus them this year. Debo 100-yard day. I like it. I like it. I can see it. I can see it. Give me 5 catches for 97 and a tug for Debo. I like it. And I think Ertz is going to catch it. See, I think Jaden's touchdowns are going to be an Ertz touchdown, a Debo touchdown, and a rushing touchdown. I think he gets his first rushing touchdown of the year. And I think Bill scores the other touchdown. 28-27 Washington. I'm praying for a more 30-20, 30-21 type game. I can't wait. I can't wait to get to Monday. I'm giddy. I'm antsy. I appreciate everybody tuning in and locking in. I appreciate Hayes from Chicago Bears Central for coming to rock with your boy. Let's get Bill another Rookie of the Week since we own the belt. Jalen Lane, put your name in the hat. Trey Amos, run a pick back to the crib and put your name in the hat. Let's get as many Washington Commanders rookies on the ballot as possible. But most importantly, let's seize our opportunity. The Philadelphia Eagles ho-asses opened up a wonderful opportunity for Washington to slide into first place in the NFC East with a victory versus the Chicago Bears on Monday. So let's get it done. Let's get it done. Washington 28, Chicago 27. That is my Rio prediction. We're going to find out what Rio Jr. feels about this game sometime tomorrow afternoon. That is all I got for right now. Thank you to my guy Charles Cruz, my guy Amir, my guy David Brown for the very generous birthday Cash App super chats. Thank you to everybody who tuned in, liked, subscribed, super chatted, and rocks with your boy on a regular basis. And to every single one of y'all for getting this channel up to over 7 million views since its creation. This shit all goes because of y'all. Let's get back on the good fit. Let's start stacking W's, man, because I'm manifesting a hashtag undefeated October. Undefeated October, man. Lattimore pick 6 this week. Ask Louis T, don't ask me. But we manifested undefeated October. I said I'll shave the beard again if we go undefeated in October, but to shadow levels, not to predator level. That is all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders on the way out the door. Here's another word from our sponsors over at Sleeper. See y'all tomorrow. See y'all this weekend. And meet me there. Don't beat me there. Monday night versus the Chicago Bears. Watch party's going to go crazy. Talk soon. The NFL season is here, which means you have a chance to win 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy. Football has never been more exciting than it is with players like Jaden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Jamar Chase. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more. We're up to a 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you could win big using promo code RIO91. That was promo code RIO91 and you'll get up to a 100